A raconteur is a charlatan. Never mind. That one's my mistake. A dentiloquent. Someone who speaks through their teeth. A ziggurat is a Sumerian rectangular temple. Haplography is a study of a family tree. Writing that should be written twice. Study of, I'm going to say it's writing that, writing once what should be written twice? An onerocritic. No idea. Filipendulous. Overwhelmingly dizzy. Turned upside down. I think it's dizzy and confused. Wrong. To hang by a single thread. Onerocritic. Interpreter of dreams. Okay. 4 out of 6, I'll take it. Hippomancy. Hippo. To foretell events through the actions of horses. Undulant. This is an ungulate. Having a wavy form or surface, something that undulates, or smug and self-satisfied. I'm going to say wavy form or surface. Fuscoferruginous. To me, this seems like rusty color makes sense. Defenestrate is to throw out of a window. Gambrinus. Sternutation. Sternutation. Sternum, the act of having a fishy odor, the act of sneezing. That makes sense to me. Gambrinus. Covered in vines. We came back. We got back. It's someone who was full of beer. Okay. Little better. And then we got one more. These are interesting quizzes, though. They taught me a little bit about myself. Your philtrum. This is the groove between the upper lip and nose. Apterium. Pass. Coprolite. Seems like petrified dung. Dewlap. These are tough, man. Trichotillomania. Compulsion to pull out someone's hair. Intense aversion to be rained on. A belief in foretelling events. No, I'm going to say that's a compulsion. Mania just strikes me as a compulsion. Apricate. A small canopy for covering fruit in a market. To sunbathe, greedy or gluttonous. Certainly sounds like a verb to me, so I'm going to go sunbathe. Dewlap. How can something sound like a verb, man? What are you doing up here? What are you doing up here and I can't access it at will? I can only access it accidentally? When I'm not trying to? Don't get me started on Mrs. Vandertramp, man. So a dewlap, that's a noun. Unless you're in a cart race, as in I do be lapping Chiblee right now. The pollen-bearing organ of a flower. An obligation. This just doesn't seem right to me. Loose skin hanging from the neck. I'm going to say is A or C. I'm going to say dewlap. You could picture a little flower holding some dew and then a bee coming up and going. I'm going to say A. Wrong. It is a cow's neck. Apterium. Floating wreckage. Oh, that's flotsam. I wasn't thinking of flotsam. I don't know what any of these words mean, you smug, you gambrinous quizmaker. The English language has multiple words that mean exactly the same thing. And also, don't even get me started. Tyler Glale on Twitter yesterday said, considering how many people make this mistake, why don't we make it so that there's only one it's? Why don't we just have ITS or IT apostrophe S and say that that's right no matter what? People were like, no, because there's already one that's like that. You know how many fucking words in the English language are either spelled the same and sound different or are spelled different and sound the same? You can double up. We set a precedent of doubling up 500 years ago. No, we can't just make the rules easier so that people could be more correct with what they're already saying. We can't adapt language to people. People have to adapt to the language because I pride myself and base my entire self-esteem on my third grade English mark. Oh, what are we going to do if I can't correct public figures on their incorrect use of there, and there? Shut the fuck up. Verbigeration certainly sounds like repetition of meaningless words. Funambulist, a never nude, someone from a rural area. To amble is to walk. That's a tightrope walker. Ogdode. I have to believe it's a marsupial bat because a group of 8 would be like an octad. The qualities of a thief, this just doesn't feel like an adjective. So I'm going to say it's a bat. Wrong. Ogdode is a group of 8. Oh, with the same root as octo. Meanwhile, if I clicked on that shit, it would have said, no, idiot, that's an octad. What you're looking for is an Australian bat that only lives in New South Wales. Pamprodactylus, something to do with your fingers. Having all toes pointed forward. Hey, tachydidaxy, something to do with rhythm, a very rapid method of teaching. And didact, ooh, yapok. It must be a series of opossum. Now we're getting there. We finally got there. He's figured out the vocabulary. Give me my SATs right now. You think my ass can't do the SATs? Let's mix it up. Let's do the ACTs. Quick pick. Can you pick the movies that pass the Bechdel test? With no pictures? I don't think so. Do the PSAT. The heck is the PSAT? Isn't that where they squeeze your prostate? SAT. SNL celebrity impressions. Sporcle, you gotta hire a new search engine creator, okay? I'm sure there's like some middleware you could use. All right, type SAT into a quiz site. There's really no excuse in 2023 for the top results to be SNL celebrity impressions, SNL hosts, SNL Dana Carvey impressions, SNL. Like it's come on now. What about the GCSEs? Oh no. But I don't know British biology. I only know Canadian biology, and even then I only know 50%. 61 questions? This is the GCSE Biology B1 Cell Structure and Transport Test. Oh, this is not how you do it. Come on. They give you all the possible answers. Can you choose the? That's not how anybody does a quiz, okay? How about the GRE? I still got love for the streets. It's the GRE. Please sort by relevance. Like, yes, this is sorted by relevance. Have you lost your mind? Is the GRE the high school equivalency or the grad school equivalency? Or not equivalency, but prerequisite. That's grad school? What's the high school one? That's the GED. They should put that question on the GED. Can I put shit in quotation? You know what I got to do? I got to use Google. I can't believe this. Okay, new tab. Google Sporcle GED test. Okay, I got to use Bing. Site Sporcle. GED prep site sporcle.com. Maybe nobody's put their GED test into Sporcle yet. They're too busy doing Big Bang Theory tests. I can't find it, man. It's not. It doesn't exist. There is a GRE tag. What is a tag? What do you mean to play us out? GRE. GRE test site sporcle.com. GRE vocab quiz playlist. GRE vocabulary set 1 quiz. Can you match the GRE vocabulary words with their definitions? Okay, there we got something. To cheat or to defraud. This is also, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but this is not, I was hoping you'd have to type it in. This is not the ideal quiz to already have the answers be here, okay? Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe the people that wrote the GRE are too busy being in, their master's programs right now. Instead, it definitely seems like what would be best for us, here. It's like when Lisa Simpson said, Alec Guinness, genuine class. And then the dad was like, we have a nice ball you could play with. Maybe this is more my speed. Click a sandwich. Slices of grilled, roasted, and thinly sliced beef, ham, bacon, tomatoes, lettuce, melted mozzarella, and boiled eggs served on large buns. I don't know it. Thinly sliced roast beef. This is called a roast beef sandwich with au jus. It's called a French dip. This is a Cuban sandwich. Right there. Made with fish and other components, such as white or dried onions, pickles, remoulade, creamy horseradish sauce, ketchup, or cocktail sauce. This is Larry David's sandwich from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Meat, tzatziki sauce wrapped in pita or sandwich bread. This is called gyro or souvlaki. There we go. I guess souvlaki's on a stick. Tall, multi-layered sandwich made with deli bread, salami, ham, pepperoni, turkey, cheddar, cheese. This is a Dagwood sandwich. This is a sandwich that I never want to eat one of these as long as I live. Or maybe it's a club. Wait, hang on. No, a club has bacon. I don't see bacon. This is a Dagwood. Toasted bread, savory cheddar cheese, beer, Worcester sauce, cayenne mustard, paprika. I'm going to say this is Welsh rarebit. Peanut butter, banana, bacon. This is called an Elvis. By the way, I have to say it. I'm not a super taster. I tend to like strong flavors. I might be a sub taster, if anything. There is something magical. A banana tastes good. Peanut butter tastes good. But banana and peanut butter put together, it tastes a little bit like peanut butter, a little bit like banana at the margins, but in the middle is a whole different flavor. That's amazing. There's something about the peanut butter and banana combination. You're not like, oh, I'm eating peanut butter and banana. You're like, I'm eating a whole new food. It tastes incredible. The peanana. It is the 6th flavor. Yeah, they should get the Japanese food scientists who are still zerking each other off over coming up with umami to study the mix of peanut butter and banana, man, because it's like, it's heavenly. It's always good. Filling is typically meat, including sardines, tofu, pate, or eggs. Ugh, how do you make this the worst description of a banh mi I've ever heard in my life? It's a delicious sandwich. Sardines, tofu, pate, or eggs? Not in my banh mi's, man. Consisting of one or more cooked patties. I'm going to say that this is probably an hamburger, un burger jambon, a sandwich filled with ham and Gruyere mixed with bechamel in order to get Mornay sauce. Either dipped in egg batter or buttered on the outside, toasted and grilled. This is a croque monsieur, made with bread, wet cured ham, linguica, fresh sausage like chipolata. I'm not qualified for this one. I'm going to guess that it's probably a... No? But that's probably... Dude, this sandwich looks like... How much time do I have? 6 minutes. I can freestyle. This shit looks like my fucking tempo, dude. The fish brötchen? I know a lot of people are probably looking at that like that looks fucking disgusting. This shit looks like my tempo, man. It's fish, pickles, and like a whole red onion sliced up. That's my scene right there. I could get down with... I gotta go to Germany, man. Every time I see German food, people are like, ugh, and I'm like, I could get down with this for sure. Grilled chorizo on bread, topped with chimichurri salsa. That looks like a choripan. Thin slices of Caesar. This is a Chicago, it's Italian beef is what it's called. This is from the Bear, motherfucker. That's not even how people from Chicago sound. Large rounds of sesame bread, layered with olive salad, salami, ham, mortadella, provolone, and Swiss cheese. Large rounds of sesame bread? They made a... Oh, wait, maybe it's a muffaletta now that I think about it. I was going to say they made a sloppy Joe sound disgusting. Olive salad? I mean, that certainly looks like olive salad. That's what a muffaletta is? A deep-fried potato dumpling. I'm in already. Generally accompanied with chutneys and a chili pepper. I'm going to guess that that's a vada pav. Deep-fried balls of ground chickpeas. That's a falafel. Lobster meat. That's called a lobster roll. Sliced ham and cheese between slices of French toast. This is a Monte Cristo. Ground meat. This is a sloppy Joe. Corned beef, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese. This is a Reuben. You can't sneak this by me. Triple-decker sandwich. It's a club. Thinly sliced steak and melted cheese in a hoagie roll. It's a cheese steak. Roll spread with mayo or refried beans. Stuffed with sliced meats, cheeses, and vegetables. I'm going to say that this is a torta. And then this is the chivito because it has eggs. And then this is the fish brötchen. And then this is the franceschina. I'm insane. Who needs a GRE when you know sandwiches like this? Hey, Valentine, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you, thank you. Now, I'll tell you, I get that the sandwich quiz is pretty close to, like, just a celebrity quiz, but I felt pretty good about that one. Can you guess which product is being described in 3 snippets from its Wikipedia article? First manufactured as a wallpaper cleaner in the 30s. In the 50s, a teacher had students use it in art projects. I'm going to say these are crayons. That makes no sense. In 1956, Rainbow Craft Company was formed to sell the product. I have no idea. Pass. Watching a liquid egg timer, originally called the Astro, a bolus of special colored wax. This is a lava lamp. You're going to have to just trust me. I am not looking at these until I look for the answer that I try to come to independently from these. Gained popularity after its use in World War II. It's a nuclear bomb. Many have raised concerns over its nutritional attributes. This must be spam. There we go. Invented in the 19th century as a light source for surgeries. What is the light bulb? Particles made out of different materials for reflection purposes. What is the light bright? The effect reminded the inventor of a blizzard. I don't have an answer. Believed to be invented as early as 1840. It's the automobile. Oscillating air pressure makes its membrane vibrate, plays an important role in juvenile jazz bands. There's a saxophone? Kazoo? Really? A practical joke device. What is the whoopee cushion? Gained worldwide prominence in the 90s. In most countries, the marketing emphasizes sex appeal. Ranked 5th in top 50 greatest Canadian inventions ahead of the pacemaker. Huh? What is the Wonder Bra? I didn't know we invented the Wonder Bra. Pods that have been inhabited by the larva of a small moth. What is a fig? Become active when mildly heated. These must be Mexican jumping beans. Invented in 1950, inspired by a spirit writing device used by Claire. What is a Ouija board? No. What is a magic 8-ball? In the 17th century, they made temple nodders of Buddha. In the 1960s, Major League Baseball produced paper mache versions. This must be the garden gnomes. Ooh, bobbleheads! Bobbleheads! What was I thinking? Formerly used as an article of discipline in schools? The dunce cap. I know you're thinking he's going to go and say they should bring the dunce cap back. No, I was going to say the opposite. Can you believe they used to do that? You'd be so stupid in school, your teacher would make you wear a hat that said dumbass on it. Like, that's so cruel. Everybody already knows you're stupid, man. Don't make them put the hat on. That's too much. Not only was it real, it was so cruel that even in the 1800s, when kids were like working in mines, there were people that were like, we should get rid of the dunce cap. It's a little too cruel. I read the Wikipedia article on dunce caps like, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. Because I was like, is that real? When people in the 1800s are like, this shit is fucked up, you know that it was really fucked up. Anyway, it's a dunce cap. I don't have enough time to do this, I think. The world's largest consisted of 5 one-ton concrete and steel buoys. First, in 1967, an English actor coined its name. First sold at Harrods and started the market for executive toys. It must be a Newton's cradle. An individual toy's parts can be shifted. Is Mr. Potato Head. Taglines include more than meets the eye. Okay, that's Transformers, not Mr. Potato Head. World's first indoor ball. What is a Nerf ball? What do you mean the world's first indoor ball? You could just lie. If you invented something in like 1920, you could just make shit up. World's first indoor ball. What, did they manufacture all basketballs outside? A novelty aquarium pet. These are sea monkeys. Trash. Made in 1975. Marketed as living animals. These are pet rocks. He made $1 million. Apparent intelligence. Communicate with one another via an infrared port. Several intelligence agencies banned them from their offices. These are Furbies, but I did not know that. Practical joke device. That's a joy buzzer. This is Twister. In ancient Rome, they depicted the Greco-Roman fertility god Priapsis. That's garden gnome. Prolapsus? First manufactured as a wallpaper cleaner. Must be Play-Doh, I guess. It makes sense. Light source for surgeries is a snow globe. Nurse, I can't see. Okay, doctor, sorry. Okay, go ahead. And if you're like, oh, this is such a stressful, like, quadruple bypass, you can just look at Santa delivering presents to all the boys and girls as well. Guess it in 3 clues is pretty cool. Oh, man. That was a pretty good one. I will never do a mascot quiz unless, like, in 6 months I forget that I said that, and then I'll do a mascot quiz. 20 common words on the GRE. Thank you. Thank you. 20 common GRE. 20 common words on the GRE. But first, can you name the 20 most common surnames in the county of Greater London? Smith, Jones, Lennon. I'm frozen, man. Harrison? That's just the Beatles, dude. Cleese. So, okay, start. Blair. Campbell. No. What? Campbell? Truss. Sunak. Thatcher. That's a big one. This is impossible. Okay, Johnson. I stole it from chat, but that's a big one. Okay. I give up. I'm done. God is my witness. I don't know if I would have gotten any of these. Martin, I can sort of see. Wilson, maybe. A lot of these I was never going to get. Take me back to the GRE. I'm not qualified for that. Can you pick the definition of these words commonly found on the graduate record examination? Sure, why not? Adjective, big-hearted and generous. It's like the same quiz. It's magnanimous. Producing or creating abundantly. Nitpicky, what is fastidious? To weaken or drain the energy from. We pass. Having contradictory feelings. Pass on it for just a sec. Known to a select few. Pass. Short-lived, ephemeral. Scholarly, could be erudite. It's erudite. Changing a person's personality often, or animated and sprightly. I'm going to pass briefly. Inclined to fighting, belligerent. Favorable. Practical. Pragmatic. Talkative, loquacious. Cheerful or optimistic. Hang on, take me back. Producing abundantly, prolific. In existence. It was extant. Having contradictory feelings, ambivalent, known to a select few. Mercurial is change personality unpredictably. Favorable, just wait at. Cheerful, optimistic. To charge with wrongdoing or accuse. What is inculpate? Tight-lipped or reluctant. Reticent. Inducing sleep. Unpredictable. In existence. To confirm. That's corroborate. To weaken. To weaken. Known to a select few as esoteric. Favorable. Cheerful. Inducing sleep. Unpredictable or whimsical. In existence. Sanguine is melancholy. Or macabre. I guess you could sanguine somebody. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got it backwards. Favorable. Auspicious is like noteworthy. No. Auspicious is to induce sleep. It must be innervate, right? No? All right. Well, I failed the GRE. Unpredictable, capricious, in existence, extant, to weaken, enervate. I guess as innervate versus enervate. I didn't play enough Hearthstone. Favorable, cheerful, favorable, cheerful. This is an auspicious turn of events. This is a favorable turn of events. I always thought auspicious was like worth remarking upon. And then cheerful, optimistic. Soporific? I always thought sanguine was related to blood. It is. But it's like good blood means you're full-blooded. I thought it was like if you said, oh, what a sanguine night, I would be like, who died? It's not like, oh, I'm glad you had a great time. I think we passed the GRE. Castlevania-ass words. We passed the GRE with that for sure. Hey, you know what? While we're here, let's put a little cake topper on top of our Sporcle by doing our classic quizzes at the end. This looks like a hard quiz on Cine 2 Nerdle. Average score 3.8. Okay, I see werewolf. I see American. I'm thinking of American Werewolf in London. I also see what I'm assuming is Ginger Snaps Sisters Werewolf. Okay, start me here. There we go. And then we got Musical Twist Britain. I don't know that one right off the top. But American Werewolf in Britain. In London, I guess. And then this one is connected by nothing. Okay, well, hang on. You got to chill. Sisters Orphan. Ginger Werewolf. I'm putting your ass back here. And then musical was like here. Okay. Comedy. American Werewolf in London is a comedy. Okay, we're getting there. 8 swaps remain. These 3 are connected. And this one, I'm confused because this one's connected to nothing. Maybe that means it shouldn't be in this position. Give me American psychopath business card satire. This is now. Oh, this is our extra. Okay, and then swap these 2. This is American Psycho. What the heck is Orphan Musical Twist Britain? That's Oliver. Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. Let's go. Hey, a fellow man of culture. I'm a cinephile. I always laugh. It might be a national, it might even be an international chain of exterminators. But all the time in Vancouver, I see work trucks, and the business is called the Pest Detective. And I laugh every time. Okay, good stuff. And then, you know what? While we're on movies, give me movie to movie. This is fucked up, man. Movie to movie's getting harder. It's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom to The Color Purple. I don't know anybody that's in The Color Purple, except I think Oprah's in it. So it's Indiana Jones and Jones and the Temple of Doom to Oprah. I can't think of anything that fucking Oprah's been in, though. I might have to tap out before we start, because otherwise I'm just flitting through movies that I'm... Surely Oprah has been in a movie where she plays herself. But it's not Austin Powers 2, because they use Jerry Springer for that. I believe Oprah has a cameo appearance while flicking channels in The Cable Guy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my own challenge. I'm going to start at The Cable Guy, and I'm going to get to Larry, the Cable Guy, health inspector. And then I just want to see if Oprah... I honestly, I think I have to tap out. Because I didn't see an Oprah in there. So I just straight up, I don't think I can, I don't think I can get there. You could start from the ending movie? Really? I'm just going to click this little arrow here. How do you start from the ending movie? Do I have to make like a custom challenge or what? Click the arrow. Okay. What now, shipbird? After you start. Motherfuckers all work for IKEA doing the instructions for the IKEA stuff. Cut it in half. Snip, snip, snip. Next word. Diagonally. Thanks a lot. Chat GPT-1. There you go. Okay. So we're trying to get to, be realistic, we're trying to get to Harrison Ford. Or possibly, I know that the guy who won Best Supporting Actor was Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which is in Everything Everywhere All at Once as well. Who else is in Everything Everywhere All at Once? That's the real. Because just wait a second, because I'm looking at this. I wanted to say Danny Glover. Everything Everywhere All at Once I have not seen, but I know that like at the IRS they work in like a call center sort of thing. That got me thinking of Sorry to Bother You. Danny Glover's in Sorry to Bother You. Also has Steven Yeun. This week's episode of Steven Yeun Doesn't Miss. New Netflix show coming out. 8 episodes. Steven Yeun, Ali Wong. All about a road rage incident gone wrong. He don't miss. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes already. Or maybe it's Metacritic. 90 on Metacritic. He don't miss. He simply doesn't miss. Anyway. Man's name is really Adolf Caesar? Hey, we're not getting anything else out of that. What does Steven Yeun have to do with anything? He's in a movie with Danny Glover, okay? It's called Sorry to Bother You. Maybe you've heard of it. I'm thinking that you go Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, an Expendables 3. Now, is Harrison Ford in this? Oh, ooh, and the Temple of Doom. It's a birdie. We haven't had a birdie in forever. We take those. What else do we do? Guess the game. Anytime we can connect through Expendables, that feels good. I know this game. This is Divinity Original Sin 2. I've seen this before. It's not Divinity, maybe it is. Divinity Original Sin 2. Metacritic score of 86. This is League of Legends. I pass. It's a MOBA. This is Dota too. It's Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm. What a game. People hate me because I speak the truth. Heroes of the Storm. Best MOBA because it had the lowest skill floor. And the games were short. And people stopped playing it, so the queue times got really long, so you couldn't lose your life to addiction. You do not, under any circumstances, have to hand it to Blizzard, but I will hand it to Blizzard. I really enjoyed Heroes of the Storm. Next, Chronophoto, of course. What song is it? That's the Law and Order theme song. That is not from StarCraft, which is what I was thinking of. That's the Law and Order theme song. Which they also killed. They killed Law and Order? That's Dan Behar. This was probably, it's obviously in the past. It's probably like 2016. And it looks like it's on Vancouver Island to me. I'm going to say this is post-World War I. We're at 1924. It's 1906. It's pre-World War I. How about that? A double-decker bus. To me, this looks like the kind of crowd you could only get when celebrating the end of a world war. So I'm going to say this is 1945. 1937. They were celebrating the start of a world war. Kind of problematic of them, honestly. Those are World War I ass helmets. We're going to put this at 1917. We take those. I'm going to go ahead and guess that this is probably 2020. How did I know? Some hallmarks in that one. Yo, dude, this is so good. I mean, we should be able to get this down to a year. She's watching a will.i.am music video. She's got a standalone desktop computer with the white plastic. These keyboards were all the rage in the mid-2000s. Then on top of that, HTML4, Photoshop 6, JavaScript, Director 8. What the heck is a super woofer? I feel weird, like I'm just kibitzing on this woman's life. What kind of CDs you got in here? The CDRs? You've been burning CDs? Straight to prison? I think I see a Snorlax over there. Is that Isaac in the bottom corner of her screen? Bro, she's watching it on VH1 Soul. You got a problem? Whoever put this on YouTube ripped it from VH1 Soul. Now, what I would say is, for me personally, the information I'm gleaning from this, the Black Eyed Peas were around in the early 2000s, but they didn't really get popular until around 04, 05. That's when Let's Get It Started, Don't Funk With My Heart sort of hit. So I'm thinking this is 05, and honestly, this looks remarkably like photos that are from like my first year of university. So I'm actually going to crank it forward one. I'm going to give YouTube time to gestate from 04 to 06. I'm going to say this is an 06 photo. It's 04. Okay. Well, I overthought myself just a little bit, but still, it's pretty good. It might not be YouTube. That might be something downloaded off DivX for all I know. $3,200, not too bad. YouTube wasn't around in 04. Someone hasn't seen Greg at the zoo. Globla. Right, of course. I always forget about Globla. I didn't even do the Rotten Tomatoes daily. Full screen geo. That's my favorite. Hey, Drowner 1979. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions, by the way. Thank you. We always start with Algeria. Gives you a good base of operations. We're not even close. 7,000 kilometers away. I'm going to be straight up with you. Give me a Mongolia. 7,000 away further. I'm going to go ahead and take, give me an Argentina. 3,000 kilometers away from Argentina. Okay. Give me Panama. Oh, he's crazy. He's amazing. He sort of knows geography a little bit. That was really good. He's a maniac. Songs I hear way too much on the Peloton. It's on every 80s ride. It can cut you like a knife when the truth becomes a fight. No, 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 no. Rotten Tomatoes Daily. Close me. It's a 4-word comedy drama from 2002. It's beloved by critics and by people. It's kind of crazy. A comedy that's more loved by the critics than the people. It must fucking suck. I know it's not this because this is 3 words, but plausibly I'm thinking it's something along the lines of like the Royal Tenenbaums. Powerful message to young women. Don't let social norms, cultural, traditional beliefs define what you're capable of accomplishing. It's one of those comedies that's not actually a comedy. It's the sisterhood of the Traveling Pants One. Though I fault its clumsy execution, its message will resonate until scenes where women clutch their thick midsections in celebration are no longer exceptional. And next clue. A refreshing mother-daughter outing that will leave you with an empowered smile, a newborn respect for all changes of life, and a craving for flan. E2 Mama Tambien. I don't think it's E2 Mama Tambien. I skip. A vividly warm-hearted look at the Mexican-American experience. Real women have curves. Never heard of that one. But you know what? I should watch it. It's beloved by all, apparently. Treadle! I forgot about Treadle! You're over, Rotten Tomatoes. You're done. Okay, Treadle. $5 billion. They export a lot of knit t-shirts, coffee, tobacco, insulated wine. I mean, as soon as I see gold, I do think to myself that perhaps this is somewhere in Africa. Let's say this is Mali. It's 8,000 kilometers away to the west. Let's say this is Peru. They feel like they could sell a lot of knitted shirts. Oh, of course, northwest of Peru. Everybody knows that's Ecuador. Oh, northwest of that. Everyone could tell you with authority that is Colombia. Northwest of Colombia. Everyone could tell you that's Panama. Northwest of Panama. Of course, everyone knows that that is Costa Rica. Oh, it just keeps going, man. You got me. You give me one more guess, we get that one. I'm happy with our reasoning there, at least. And then, have we done them all? Is that all of them? All of the ones that I do? Well, we could always do the world's worst hurdle. Oh, Ragdoll, yeah, but I'm already on hurdle. Okay, so I described the song for you. Let's see if you can get it. It starts with just a... Honestly, that sounds like Wild Wild West to me by the album version. Nope. It starts with... Skip me again. There's no music yet. It's just a man's chilly breath. It goes. Oh, and then it goes dunga dunga dunga. It sounds like Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison. Yes, it is. Okay, I've done it. That's easy enough. Also, Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Diener from Fubar 2. This does not work. I know. Ranktel. It's fun for me, though. Ranktel. Guess the rank. Chess. Chess. I tend to be pretty bad at this. Can I zoom? That's every time I zoom in, it's zooming out. I'm zooming in. I'm zooming out. You gotta make scalable web design, dude. Okay. Either way. E4, E5. Oh, this is like Alekhine's opening, or so it's the King's Gambit. They've King's Gambit accepted. That seems a little crazy to me. You've blocked in your dark square bishop. Seems quite spicy. They've captured. Okay, this is a horrendous game. They could just take. Oh, maybe it makes sense to check first. You got danger levels. No, it made no sense to check first. Okay, this is a horrible. This is so, and they've just exposed their king. This is so okay. Again, they've missed opportunities to capture pieces. They've both exposed their kings. It's like they definitely know unopening. They're doing checks just to check. They know openings and nothing else is what it seems like to me. So I would say it was somewhere around Chat's level. They're throwing pawns out there for no reason. This has to be 600 to 899 is my take. I submit. 863. We got 2 stars for that one. I feel like a genius. Next match. We go E4, Sicilian defense. Okay, immediately, this is an 1100 who thinks they're going to become a grandmaster. Knight to C6. It's booked so far as I remember. Okay, yeah, we're in the end game now, Tony. I will say, for me, it looks like it just fell apart on move 10. I'm going to say that's 1100 to 1299. Correct elo 2012? 2012? Where? On Lee Chess? Maybe I'm missing some. Oh wait, this is our new match here. Take me back to the previous match. You're just losing pawns. You're losing pawn. I guess you took a pawn in advance. Okay, never mind. I mean, this is crazy. It doesn't. I'm not saying I would beat them, but next match, E4, D5, Scandinavian. Okay, it's a 10-minute game. They are a 1400. Maybe they're at 2500 because they moved their queen back. You don't see that too much. This looks like 2 people afraid to play chess against each other to me. I'm analyzing. Looks like a bit of a closed game here. I mean, they seem pretty good. No, that seems horrendous. Okay, so there's your mistake. They basically, by moving their queen here, they open themselves up to a knight fork. That's a big mistake. Me personally, anybody, it can happen to anybody. I'm saying that's 1300 to 1499. 1082. 0 stars for that?